With recently picking up a 2011 C6 ZR1, I have been loving this car. It is such a different experience from what I'm used to with all the Mustangs, but there is one thing I can't stand. It is a 6.2 liter. It has a supercharger from the factory, LS9. It doesn't have enough rumble for me. I think it could definitely be better, but it's by far not the worst thing that you typically hear from cars from the factory. It actually sounds pretty good. It's not that bad. It could definitely be worse, kind of like the 2024 when I first got it. The newer cars from the factory these days are horrible. It sounds good, but we can make it sound better, and that's what we're doing today because there is a brand new firmware update for the exhaust on these. You have to plug them up to your computer, download the firmware, all that fun jazz. You guys know, we've done it on many of my cars, and firmware update is happening today. This car with a full exhaust one day is going to absolutely scream because, I mean, it sounds really good now at Watt, which we're about to go take it out and get, you know, some before clips driving it. Through the video right now, you could probably hear all the burbling and stuff. It's actually not bad. I have much bigger plans for this car, especially in the exhaust category. I mean, it's a freaking ZR1, C6 ZR1 at that. It needs to scream. It needs to scream. It's like not even an option. It's going to scream. Do me a favor, guys. Drop a like up on this video right now. Let's smash 2,000 likes. Remember, guys, we are running 50 times entries on KTMapparel.com for every $1 spent on the website to take home this Shelby GT500 plus $10,000 in cash come November 1st. All you have to do is click the link in the description or head to KTMapparel.com right there on the screen. Go buy yourself a t-shirt, a hoodie, a tank top. There's so much merchandise on the website. A simple purchase of one piece of merchandise could potentially have you winning a $75,000 package, the Shelby, $10,000 cash, and we're running 50 times entries for every $1 spent. So don't sleep on this. Head a link in the description, guys. Go get entered because somebody is getting that phone call and their lives will be changed. Link in the description and good luck, guys. We're in the ZR1 right now because I want to take you guys for a nice little drive just to get an idea of what this car sounds like exactly. And again, I'm not knocking it whatsoever. It actually, you know, like, it's a good sounding car from the factory. It really is. Chevy did an outstanding job with this vehicle, which, I mean, it is a ZR1, so it's kind of expected that, you know, they'd put a little bit more effort into these things. But as far as a Corvette goes in general, especially a C6 ZR1, it needs some more ass to her, like 100%. So we're gonna go for a drive. I'm gonna let you guys take in cabin sound, windows down, beautiful day, and then I'll have Jordan here with the other camera. I'll drop him off somewhere on the corner like I found him. You know, he'll film some flybys and stuff so you can get a good idea as to what the car sounds like, because after the firmware today, it should sound really good. And you know, we also have another trick up our sleeve come next week that's going to make it sound just absolutely ridiculous, and I'm excited to share that with you all because this car, I mean, if there's simply a car that deserves a nasty sounding exhaust, I hate to say it, but it's a C6 ZR1. So the first thing you'll notice when getting in one of these cars is it's a lot of noise out the back, which obvious reasons, but most cars typically would be kind of loud in the cabin. This one, not so much. It has pretty good sound deadening in my opinion. But when you're on the exterior of it and you hear it drive by, you're like, okay, that's actually a little bit louder than I thought, and hopefully you could take that in today's video. But when you start getting up into that higher RPM with this car, it really opens it up. You can definitely hear it a lot better, but still not enough. And the one thing that absolutely sucks is rev matching definitely suffers. It doesn't have that snappiness to it like this V8 supercharged car should have. God, I've been driving Lucifer so much. What am I driving right now? I'm trying to give you guys some more rev matches. So we're gonna go from 4th to 3rd. Got to blip the throttle perfectly with this gas pedal. That's another thing I don't like about this car, but Okay, that didn't sound too bad. I don't know if you guys could hear that. It's not terrible. Okay, I might be complaining a little too much. A lot of people probably appreciate how tamed and tasteful it sounds right now, but I just personally need a little bit more. Fifth gear, fourth gear, third gear, second gear. It's actually pretty smooth. I'm starting to learn it. It's a lot different than any other car I have. The gas pedal has a lot of play, like a responsive play, if that makes sense. It doesn't like flap around like a new Edge, but it's also not super duper responsive. So you gotta feed her a little more foot and then hit the rev match. All right, we'll give it about 1500. That's 1500. Here's 3K. How'd she sound, Billy?
You know, sounds respectable.
It's not too bad.
It's the old grandpa.
Yeah, no, this is old grandpa. Where we take this and just click this on button. Film that one. Gotta love the active. That's what we're working with right now with a stock ZR1. There is nothing done to this car, literally nothing. That's what you get with a stock ZR1. Not too bad, honestly. Like, it's definitely respectable. We're getting the ZR1 up on the lift because you have to go underneath the car in order to access the USB ports to plug up Hector's laptop into. You can access all the files and, you know, do the firmware update and stuff. So should be a pretty fun little experience.
Stick the USB drive in there, delete the old files.
Yep.
And then take the USB out after the new file has been updated.
This is so nerve-wracking, dude.
Solid.
Man, Billy, it was a little scary there, Billy. Dan, you want to grab our new tool?
New tool?
That we bought for the access points.
Yeah.
We bought a specific tool for this job. Haven't used it yet.
It's to hold Hector's laptop.
Yeah, we have to put Hector's laptop on this thing. You have one port here, okay? And then you have another port right here. You have to actually get up on in there. Oh my God, Jordan, this looks like ass, dude. Jiminy Cricket there, Billy. So you have to take those bolts off. Yeah, there's a couple right there, right there. And this is where the access points are, so this is gonna be pretty fun there.
Yay.
Step one, we're gonna remove the 4 bolts. Mid pipe coming down. And then we have the USB ports. 1 and 2 right there, which we are going to be updating the firmware on. It's pretty cool. It comes with a factory X pipe though.
Get the angles.
Bro, this looks absolutely ridiculous. You might get Photoshop for this one.
Climbing Mount Everest right now.
Hell yeah, Billy, look at that.
Smooth and easy.
That's an X pipe if I've seen one. Jesus, that thing
like
be
a
banging. You know, we could start it. Just kidding. Just kidding. I don't want no codes. Just for you folks to see, there's a USB access point all the way back in there. It's kind of hard to see. There we go. There we go. You see that? behind that wall back there, that's where the USB port lies. We just got to get past that wall and then update.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're almost there, kind of.
There's a firewall stopping your
That's
update.
the firewall. Yep. The
Stopping
firewall's
your update.
glitched out, stopping the update. Here's where we're at with it. This one's loose. But, of course, GM being the Brokeback Mountain Cowboys they are, they have to make literally everything fit by a 1/4 inch. So in order to get this extension pipe down, you would have to drop the cradle, potentially jack the motor, and this is not going our way right now. I did find this, kind of loosened up this cradle. What we're trying to do is move this down enough so we can get some plate. It's like so f***ing close. So we got access to our first USB port and our second USB port. These, oh my God, Jordan, what did we just go through?
That was hell.
Jordan and I, it was a team effort. It was definitely a lot easier. We didn't have to actually loosen the motor mounts. We just loosened the cradle, pry barred it, and I mean pry barred it to where we just had enough clearance to release the USBs. So what a pain in the ass. What a pain in the ass. That sucked. And they have to go back in. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna plug these up to the phone real quick, update the firmware, and we should be good to go. So the first part of the firmware update is you have to locate the malware. My malware is right down in there. You're gonna take your device, set it down. You're gonna take your cord here, take the USB end, and that's gonna plug inside. So our USB is plugged in, and you're gonna take this end. It works on any Apple or Android, and then you're gonna load up Chevy. Hacking the database right now. Chevy's backend logs, there we go. Firmware is updating. Hooking up our second pipe here. Initiating firmware update. Okay, she's loading up. Hacking Chevy's mainframe. Loading. Oh my God, please go through. All right, we're good.
You saw that loaded.
Loaded up. So with the firmware updates on your pipes, it just allows them to be as efficient as possible. So you can see, oh yeah, would you look at that? I think the update worked.
They worked.
And I mean, of course, the update had nothing to do with 2 pry bars and a mallet. That'd be ridiculous. Did you guys happen to know that you could take any base model vehicle and turn it into a premium with our friends over at Custom Interiors? And matter of fact, I even did it to my 2024 Mustang GT here, the 300A package, which is absolute bottom of the barrel. But let me take you inside really quick and show you exactly how you can do this. Going to the driver's side of the car, you can honestly take a peek in there and you wouldn't even know that underneath these premium leather seat skins are cloth seats, because this is a base model car. But these things absolutely have the best fitment. They look premium, and not to mention they feel premium. They sell these seat skins in many different colors, many different options for many different vehicles, and you can go to custominteriors.com right there on the screen, or click the link in the description and go check out their website. I appreciate you, Custom Interiors. I'm absolutely loving them in my F-150 and my 2024, and guys, go check them out. Day number 2, these are going back in, hopefully. Not the easiest taking out, that's for sure. Just to give you guys a little recap as to what we had to do going underneath the car here. Disconnected the factory X pipe, which is kind of nice, as we showed you, so you don't have any like weird resonators or anything on this X pipe. X pipe came down, and then you go underneath here to the cradle, which is obviously the front of the car, which might look pretty complex because it kind of is pretty scary looking. But we removed the cradle bolts. Cradle nut came off there, and then one right there, and then 2 others up front. And this allows us to get a crowbar to kind of wedge, and it gives you just enough play. Like, I mean just enough, and it is such a tight freaking fit. I'm really not looking forward to putting these things back in, but we've come this far. We've updated the firmware, and they're ready to be put back in. So figured we tackle this on a fresh day, and that is the plan. So if you haven't dropped a like already, drop a like. I think the firmware update's gonna make this thing sound insane. And then I may have mentioned already, I'm not too sure, but inside that box right there, we're gonna make this thing sound even nastier come next week. Passenger side is in. This is the one we've had the most struggle with. Just gonna reverse process on this side. I mean, we had to crank down on this cradle. We made it happen, and I know a lot of people actually loosened the motor mounts to take these out, which we didn't do. Driver's side is back in, and we want to show you guys a little demonstration on how exactly we did this. So this is most certainly a 2-person job the way we're doing it, but Jordan just hits that cradle against the body with this pry bar, and then you can see we pull down and the tension gives us a good, I don't know, inch worth of working room. This side went in easy breezy. I did it damn near blind, to be honest with you. I was just fiddling around and it went in. And that's the crazy thing about these O2s. They are legitimately on top and stupid tight. So I don't even know how you would change those without loosening at the very least, because when you loosen it, you can see you have a lot of play, so the O2s drop. But when they're tightened, the O2 is like, look at that, you can't even get up there. That's a pretty dumb design in my opinion, but who am I? I'm just gonna stop talking right now. The fun part about some of these bolts, I have a wrench back here, you probably can't see, it's too dark, but you have to literally go turn by turn just to get them going. That's a GM for you there, Billy. Major update. We have everything buttoned up front here. The pipes with the new firmware updates are installed nice and tight. And man, oh man, fellas, if you're working on your ZR1 at home, just know this is not fun at all. Like this whole stock catalytic converter location for these connection pipes to the manifolds is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, we got long tubes to do at some point.
Yeah, a lot of people say that they flow really well, so we might not have to.
Yeah, I don't know. With this whole exhaust system come next week, probably gonna be the loudest car I currently own, because this is the same, actually dude, this is the same setup as Lucifer come next week. But yeah. Corvette version, 6.2 blower.
That's true.
It might be a lot louder. Anyway though, the front is all buttoned up, and now we have one last piece, and that is the X-Pipe. I wanted to show you guys this nice little tool I have, especially for the max jacks lift. As you guys know, the max jack allows you to get 4.5 feet off the ground. We don't have it maxed at all, but check this out. Off of Vivor, it's like an exhaust / transmission stand. It's a mini one though, and it works perfect because now Jordan can go and set this doohickey up on here, just like so, Billy. Ow, mother, it got me. Ah! Jordan busted his head on it earlier, and I just did the same thing. Who put that there? So we're sliding in the X-Pipe. It's actually really nice because you have the torque tube and stuff that goes above that like aluminum shield. So the way the X-Pipe sits on the Vettes, and I want to say this for every Vet, but it's just so clean looking, and it fits right in that cavity, so nice.
Angle of the dangle acquired. We're getting there.
I actually want to take a quick second and show my appreciation for GM, because although up front here was an absolute monstrosity, when it comes to their flange work, like look how thick that flange is, right? And that one's welded to the pipes, and then you have a loose flange here that is you know, attached to the X-Pipe. But take a look at this. So if I pull this bolt out, right, one side's a bolt, and then the other side is a stud that the loose flange, which takes I think it's a 15 mil nut. So this one gets the 15 mil nut, this one goes through and screws into this thick ass flange. Like, what a design. Why don't the Coyotes have that?
That's nice.
It's perfect. Like, it's seriously genius, and everything will fit literally perfect every single time. Good on you, GM. Ford, I would take notes on that. We got the mufflers pretty aligned, and that should be a wrap, boys. How we looking, Billy?
She's ready to rumble. About to hear some glorious noises. Bald eagles spraying out the exhaust pipe.
Oh, bald eagles, baby. I hope it sounds good. I want to give a quick shout out to Drew Peacock. I actually did not think about doing this video until I saw him do it, and he gave us a lot of tips and tricks. I don't know how he did it by himself. That's on the ground especially, so I got to give him that. That's a pretty wicked job by yourself on the ground.
He's definitely wicked for that.
He also told me that he loosened the motor mounts and the cradle. We didn't loosen the motor mounts. We got around doing it without having to do that, but I think the lift and the leverage we were able to get with the pry bars and stuff made that a lot easier. If you haven't checked out Drew's blue ZR1, definitely go check it out. I wish he was a little closer so we could get the blue and yellow together. That would be actually a crazy road trip. I wonder if anybody's done that across the whole United States in the C6 ZR1. We could be the first. Let's lower this thing down. Let's start her up. It is going to sound so good. I already know, because it sounds good already, like before the firmware update, but it's gonna sound even better. Clear? I love this lift, by the way. Max Shacks, you guys are absolutely goated. I love you so much. It's so nice to have, dude. I never really thought, like, it's so nice. I think we probably fire it up on the lift, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because if we hear a little something weird, drop a like up on this video right now. First startup firmware update on the C6 ZR1. So if this is you on the screen right here in that non-subscribe percentile, do not sleep on your boy, man. We got Ford, we got Chevy, we got lawnmowers, we have everything here, e-bikes, like everything is welcome. Subscribe to the channel right now. But here is the first startup. All right, moment of truth, ladies and gents. You ready, Jordan?
I'm ready. Let's hear it.
3, 2, and 1. It's actually dead.
No shot, is it?
Yeah.
All right, here you go.
All right, now we're good, I think. 3, 2, 1. It's so quiet in here. You can't even tell the difference. I can tell it's louder.
It's louder. Sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. Wait till it gets lower in the RPM.
That sounds good.
It might give a little chop.
That's a little to it. That sounds really good. One of the really cool things about this ZR1, we do have more plans for the exhaust come next week, like to completely change it up. And I'm not too sure if the upgrade that we're doing will allow us to do this.
Quiet as a mouse, dude.
That is so quiet.
And then she opens up, ready to party. That's actually crazy how quiet it
It
gets.
sounds so good. The brain, the new catback that we put on, like has actuators, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Oh, dude, that's gonna sound good. Oh, that sounds good. All right, let's get her off the lift. Oh my God.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take this out for a spin and see how she sounds like.
The one thing I'm a little worried about with firmware updates and stuff, the computers don't like them because you're hacking into the mainframe, you're overdriving the previous coding. Sometimes it'll throw a check engine light. I hope that doesn't happen on this car. So I honestly, I'll probably take the dash apart, pull the bulb. I just hope that doesn't happen. Unfortunately though, if you do a firmware update, just kind of understand that might happen. Let's go for our first drive in the new and improved exhaust update. Oh my God, I'm stuck. Give it another start here. Oh yeah, check out this nice little cup holder iPhone thing. I was gonna take this out, but I like the originality of it. So I got this aftermarket cup holder that Kevin had in the car, and then I went on Amazon, bought a cup holder phone mount. I can just plug in my USB. Bang, locked and loaded, baby. Oh my God, you hear that?
What? You can define it better.
Oh yeah, dude. That's so much better. Okay, I think the muffler update we're doing is gonna be better. Yeah. But it sounds good for what it is.
I bet you this thing screams a lot.
Oh, right now? Yeah. Oh, dude. It's gonna scream. We need to go take this thing for a drive. Replicate exactly what we filmed the first time. That sounds insane, dude. See, I mean, Coyotes are amazing, but you gotta appreciate that sound of an LS. Yeah. Like, you just have to. That's stock cam too, dude. Woo!
Snap to it.
All right, it's better. It's still very tamed on the interior, though.
Very tame inside. You can't
But
really hear
did you see the size of those mufflers though when we were underneath the car? Dude, I mean, each one is like gigantic, but we haven't stepped into it yet. We're just letting the car warm up a little more. Let's try our first downshift. It's not bad. Car's up to temp, our first true test. We'll roll into it a little bit, each gear, starting with first. Oh yeah. Second. it's better.
Man, I'm so curious to hear the outside, like
oh, dude. It's still tamed as of now, but I got a feeling next week, Jordan, this thing is gonna be so far from tamed, it's gonna be ridiculous.
You ain't kidding.
Oh my God! This thing is nasty. We're in fourth. It's better, much better. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you can still hear the whine too.
It's peppier.
Yeah?
It has a little more ass to her.
Really?
It does. My ass dyno is indicating that it has a little more pep to her. How'd that sound?
It's a respectable amount of loud. It's not over the top.
It sounds good though.
But it does sound good.
So I mean, definitely an upgrade. And you know, I've never let Jordan drive the car before. And that was for this exact reason, because I wanted him to drive it, because I knew we were doing this for a minute. So, you ready to whip the Z for the first time?
I guess so.
You might want to sell the boss after, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, she sound good. I wanted him to at least drive it when we did the firmware update. I knew we were going to make this happen, and it's more enjoyable when something's loud, so this will be his first time driving it, but let's get it. You ready?
Yeah, I guess so.
You hype?
Yeah.
Dude, it's such a fun car, bro.
Yeah. For a little second gear, I guess.
What do you think?
It scoots.
It's different, right?
It's way different in this seat than that seat.
Oh, dude, I got butterflies when you hit it.
It's way different. Like when you're in this seat, it's smooth. You don't feel that.
I got the pit.
Yeah, over there, you're like, hold up, wait a minute.
Hello, officer. It's like you get pulled over in the ZR1. I'd cry.
That'd be the second car of yours I've been pulled over.
Dude, facts. Give us a nice little smooth roll into first. You'll feel it.
First.
Yeah. I love that, dude.
That's pretty nuts, isn't it?
And the torque these cars make and like the instant, like, so nice. I love it.
It's smooth, like super, super smooth. The power band is instant and it's so smooth. Like, I don't know, driving it, it's way different. It doesn't feel as raw as the Mustangs do.
It's a really refined feeling.
Yeah, it's just a different feeling. It's definitely fast though, like really fast.
Eventually, you guys know, we'll do long tubes, we'll do pulley. We gotta do cooling mods for the blower. When we actually took that apart, a lot of the Chevy guys that know about these cars were commenting saying that the bricks were terrible. I wish I would have known that, because we were right there. We could have installed new bricks, and I did indeed bleed and fill the coolant. Thank you guys so much for whoever caught that. I didn't even know. I thought the coolant system was like all in one, but it's not. There's actually a little tank, I think, in the passenger, in the bumper, behind the bumper. I would have never known that. So I did go out though, after I posted that video, I bled it, I refilled it, and it took a lot of coolant. So that probably could have been catastrophic for real if you guys didn't comment that. I had people emailing me and messaging me on Facebook, like telling me, yo, you gotta fill that, and I'm so glad you did, man. That probably could have saved the motor, literally. This thing's supercharged, getting hot like that, and not me not knowing and beating on it, that's when stuff can go south. But thankfully, we took care of that. Dude, I love that.
That's so good.
Oh my god.
Watch the can.
chance that I may have a meeting with somebody at VIR and we're about to be club members, which means we can go out to VIR on club days, which is going to be sick. We'll touch more on that once I have the definite info, but it's looking pretty good. Well, there she is, guys. Little firmware update on the 2011 C6 ZR1. It sounds really good, but it's not good enough. Drop a like up in this video right now. If we hit 2,000 likes, I'll post a video next week of this thing absolutely screaming, and I mean, it is going to be ridiculous. We're gonna wrap this up though. Make sure you go get your 50 times entries to go win the Shelby GT500 and $10,000 in cash. That's ending November 1st, guys. You don't want to miss out on that opportunity. A simple t-shirt purchase could literally change your life. $75,000 package, link in the description. Go get your entries. Until then, guys, I will see you Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern time for another video. We have some cool content coming. I think I'm actually heading up north to get the S650, some baseline numbers and some baseline races, because the car is currently NA. We have the drag pack on there, so I think we're going to take it to the track, see what it runs stock. You guys know the Whipple came in, and then I think Jake Stark Horse wants some action, so we might make that happen as well. But much love, guys. Appreciate you. We'll see you in the next one. Deuces.